Most overnight trends are not born overnight. They begin as a small, ordinary post that happens to land in the right environment and audience primed to react. A format that's easy to copy, and a moment where attention is already searching for something to latch onto. The story of any viral trend can be told as a timeline. But the real investigation is about identifying the first accelerant. The moment the content stops being a post and becomes a template. In this case, the trend begins with a single creator posting a short clip built around a simple, repeatable mechanics, something viewers can recreate without special skills, equipment, or context. The content is not complicated. It's efficient, delivers its point quickly, it's visually clear, and it invites imitation by leaving just enough space for others to add their own twist. That last detail matters more than most people realize. A trend is not a piece of content people watch. A trend is a format people can inhabit. Day one is quiet. The original post performs well, but not extraordinarily. Early engagement comes from the creator's existing circle, and a few strangers who stumble onto it. The comments are typical. People tagging friends, repeating the punchline, asking what the audio is, or saying they'll try it. This is the first signal investigators look for. Not raw views, but the type of response. When the audience reacts with, "I can do this, we should try this, or this would be funny if," the content has already crossed into format territory. Day two is where the pattern starts to appear. A handful of small creators recreate the idea, often improving it, unintentionally tightening the pacing, using cleaner framing or delivering a more relatable scenario. This is the second signal. The content stops being owned by the original creator. In fact, it often grows faster when the audience no longer associates it with one person. If the first post is the seed, these early remakes are the roots. They spread below the surface before anything looks dramatic above it. Day three introduces the first meaningful distribution event. A share by a mid-level account or community that acts as an amplifier. This is rarely a celebrity. It is more often a curator, a page that reposts funny clips, a niche community with high engagement, or a creator known for spotting trends early. Their audience may not be massive, but it is concentrated people who are ready to react, ready to remix, ready to pass it along. The trend gets its first real lift, not from reach alone, but from alignment. The content fits the audience so well that it spreads with minimal friction. By day four, the trend begins to look like a trend. Copies multiply and variations appear, some faithful, some parodic, some using the same mechanic to talk about entirely different subjects. This is where many people misread the situation. They assume the trend is growing because everyone is doing it. In reality, everyone is doing it as the result, not the cause. The cause is that the format has become modular. People don't need to think hard to participate. They only need a reason. And reasons are plentiful. Humor, identity, rivalry, community, status. The trend becomes a social signal, an easy way to show you're present, current, and part of the conversation. At this stage, the original post is no longer the center. The center is the mechanism. A recognizable structure viewers can predict in the first, second, and still want to watch to the end. Predictability is not the enemy of virality. It is one of its strongest engines. The explosion. Why it hits millions in a weekday 5 is usually the tipping point. A larger creator, someone with the ability to move culture, not just attention, adopts the format. But the key isn't their fame, it's their execution. They often deliver the most complete version. Cleaner timing, stronger payoff, sharper framing of the idea. Their post becomes the reference clip that people send to others as the example of the trend, even if it wasn't the first. This is a common truth in viral culture. The origin is rarely the most influential iteration. Once that reference version exists, growth becomes easier to explain. The trend now has a clear definition. It also has proof of success. Smaller creators copy it because it works. Audiences engage because they understand it instantly. Platforms recommend it because it retains attention. This is where the timeline intersects with the mechanics of distribution. Most platforms reward three things: fast engagement, strong watch time, and repeated viewing. A trend format is built for all three. Viewers recognize the structure immediately, which reduces decision time and increases the chance they keep watching. payoff arrives quickly, which boosts completion rates. Variations encourage binge consumption. Once you've watched one, you want to see how others interpret it. That loop recognize, anticipate, compare as a retention machine. Day 6 is where the trend appears to become everywhere. But it's not everywhere equally. It spreads through clusters, friend groups, niche communities, language regions, and fandoms. Each cluster adopts the format slightly differently, tailoring it to its own humor and references. Investigators should pay attention here because this is often where the trend's meaning shifts. A harmless meme in one cluster can become a debate in another. A comedic format can become a political signal. The structure remains the same, but the social function changes. Day 7 is typically when mainstream coverage arrives. Compilation pages, commentary channels, and sometimes news outlets trying to explain why this thing is suddenly unavoidable. Ironically, this coverage often extends the trend as life by giving it legitimacy and introducing it to audiences who weren't on the platform where it began. The trend now has a second wave, people discovering it late and participating anyway because the format is still easy to enter. So what actually caused the 0 to 10 million views in 7 days effect? Not magic and not luck alone. It's a set of predictable ingredients. First, format with low effort and high payoff, easy to copy, satisfying to watch. Second, early adoption by communities that remix aggressively. Third, a reference version that defines the trend in a clean, shareable way. Fourth, platform incentives that reward repetition and retention. And finally, a social reason to join. Humor, belonging, identity, or status. If you want to treat trends professionally like a real investigation, don't ask only who posted first. Ask, when did it become a template? When did a curator amplify it? When did a reference version appear? When did clusters begin to mutate it? Those are the true milestones of viral growth. Because the fastest trends don't spread like information, they spread like behavior. And behavior spreads when participation feels effortless, rewarding, and socially meaningful, especially when the timeline is short enough that people feel they might miss it if they wait.